The first words in the first reading of today, taken from the book of Isaiah and the third Isaiah or Trito Isaiah, chapter 61, verses 1 to 2, are some of the most beautiful words that you will hear, because Jesus takes up these same words in the Gospel of Luke. And the words which Isaiah uses, which Jesus reads in the synagogue in Luke chapter 4 are, "The Spirit of the Lord has been given to me, because the Lord has anointed me." And why has the Lord anointed me? He has sent me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the hearts that are broken, to proclaim liberty to the captives, to proclaim a year of favor. Wonderful words to hear. This is what the Lord has done and will do in a very tangible way on Christmas Day, but the Lord keeps doing today. And this is what we hear John the Baptist in our gospel text of today say. John the Baptist is the man sent by God that we read in the prologue of the Gospel of John, which is our gospel text of today, and also his manifestation. So in the prologue we read that a man was sent by God. And why was that man sent? That man was sent as a martyr. The Greek word martyria, which is translated in English as martyr, is translated as witness. So a witness is a martyr or a martyria, and John the Baptist is sent as a witness to speak for the light. And John is very strong. The evangelist says, "He that everyone might believe through him." He was not the light. If John the Baptist was such a powerful witness and is not the light, we can just imagine what the light will be. This is why the church chooses this gospel text to invite us to reflect. We reflect so powerfully on the power of John the Baptist, on his proclamation, on his preaching. But more importantly, in these verses, we must reflect on his witness. So therefore, immediately after these verses, which are taken from the prologue, we are told about how John appeared as a witness. He appears as a witness first by telling people what he is not. So very clearly, John is not the Christ. He is not Elijah. He is not the prophet. What do these words mean? Why does John say he is not the Christ, not Elijah, not the prophet? The Christ is the anointed one of God who was to come, the Hebrew Messiah. So John is definitely not the light. He is not the Messiah. He is the witness. He is not Elijah, because Elijah was the one who was supposed to come before the Messiah came, like prophesied in the book of Malachi. But John the Baptist is not. He is not even the prophet. People assumed that there would be another prophet as great as Moses who would bring them the new law. And the Baptist says, "No, I am not even the prophet. So I am not the Christ. I am not Elijah. I am not the prophet." Then who are you? I am, John says, taking a cue from Isaiah, the voice crying in the wilderness, "Prepare the way for the Lord." And there are two things, therefore, which John brings to our attention. And the first is, he knew exactly who he was and who he was not. He would never usurp the authority of Jesus or another. He would not care to be the Christ because he was not. He would not even care to be Elijah because he was not. Nobody cared to be the prophet because he was not. He would be, the second point which he makes to us is who he is. And who he is as the prologue had prophesied, a witness, a martyria. This witnessing was done not only through his words, but also through his deeds, as through his baptism when he says, I baptize you with water. And that is only as a preparation for the one who is to come, the Messiah, the Christ, who will baptize you with the Holy Spirit. And so, on this third Sunday of Advent, we can ask ourselves about our own witnessing to the Lord. Like the Baptist, each one of us is also sent to be a martyria, to be a martyr, to be a witness on behalf of the Lord. And that requires two things. First, we must know exactly who we are not. We are not the Christ. We are not the light. We are not Elijah. We are not the prophet. We are the voice crying even today in the wilderness of our world. And our cry is a cry of hope. Our cry is a cry which gives a positive message to people. And secondly, our witness cannot be only through the words that we speak. It has to be and must be primarily a witness in action. Will you be a martyr for the Lord today? Will you witness to him by your life? What three actions will you perform to show that you are witnessing to the Lord?